Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths, and I just have decided that instead of having the reading updates, that now I'm just going to do this weekly reads, which pretty much the same thing. I show what I've read in the past week and what I'm going to be reading after this, and so. And I'll also show what I've picked up, what books I picked up over the past week. Well, to start off, then I'll show you what I've been reading. I did not finish any books over the past week. I did add so. But I'll show you what I've been reading. First up is Night of the Hot by Dale Brown. It's a techno thriller. Another one in the Patrick McClanahan series. I've read 2 or 3 of them in the past that I've shown on this channel, but it takes place where it was written in '92, and it takes place in Lithuania in 1994. Like I said, this was written in 1992, and it's like it's after the Baltic states became free from the Soviet Union and stuff, and that the Soviet Union or some of the other countries were trying to still have control of them, and there's a research facility that's building a new bomber similar to the B-2 bomber, and they discovered that it looks like an American, and they're trying to get him out of it from there. That's all I'm going to say about this so far. This one I'm around 38% done with. And the next one I'm reading is another book from this Four Complete Mysteries by Robert Barnard. It's titled, this is the 3rd novel in it that I'm reading. The title is Death in a Cold Climate, and it takes place in Norway, in northern Norway at that, man that's a foreigner, from England, is there, and all of a sudden he disappears. This was will be just before Christmas, and somebody reported him missing from in the town because he was managing the place where people could stay at there, like a boarding house or something like that, and but in I'll let that go. But anyway, then it gets to March, and the dog discovers the body of the guy in the snow at a ski resort, and he was naked. That's all I've read so far in it. I won't give you anything more away on that. I'm 37% of the way done in this one. And so then last Friday I decided to see what books they had. See, with my library, they use Libby from Overdrive for their electronic stuff that you can check it out from. And I was just checking to see what they had on there, and I was looking at a series that I was thinking about starting. I know it's one of the books that I've been putting in the voting for the Mystery on the Road category in my group, the World of Sleeves group, but it hasn't really gotten any votes, and so I decided I'd see if that was on there. Yes, it was that. They had it in ebook format. So I checked it out because I have book 4 in this series, so I want to get but I like starting with the first book in the series. So this is the first book in the Department Q series. This is by Jussi Adler-Olsen, and he's from Denmark, and the story takes place in Denmark. And it's about Karl Morker. I'm not sure, I might be slaughtering the name. But, I'm a quarter Danish, but I don't know the language, just like I'm a quarter Norwegian, I don't know the language, but this takes place in Denmark, where the Danish Parliament has decided to add another position for calling it for another department, like with the police force, but it will be the national for solving like closed cases, especially high-profile ones, or the cold cases like the high-profile ones that haven't been solved. And Karl Morky just came back came back to work after having been shot. Him and the two men he worked with, one was killed, the other is paralyzed, and so because he was shot in the spinal cord. But Karl just had a raise of the head, but he was out for a while because of that. But when they come back, he finds out that he's going to be put in charge of that, of the new department that they call Department Q. And at first he's just him, but he tells him, hey, he needs an assistant, so they bring in a guy from the Middle East named Assad, and it just gets humorous at times there. As you haven't noticed, I've been reading more I've been reading Scandinavian detective novels lately. I've just gotten into them, and I'm really enjoying them. Okay, well, that's what I've been reading, or that I'm currently reading. Okay. And so next up is what I'll read if I get done with these other books to have to finish up. Oh, I then just noticed I should show you the Keeper of Lost Causes. It's not on an ebook format, and okay, that's Keeper of Lost Causes, and like I said, it's by Jussi Adler-Olsen, or I might be slaughtering the first name some. It might be Jussi or something like that, I'm not sure. And so what I'll read if I finish these before the end of the month is I'll read the first book in this Mark Taylor Omnibus by M.P. McDonald. I've read No Good Deed, which was the actual first one for it, but then she decided to write like a prequel novel. I can't remember the name of it. That's what I'll read, and I'm going to just read through all of this omnibus, because after that I'll read No Good Deed, which is, and then there's 2 more after that. It's about a guy that, okay, he's like a reporter or photographer, and he, on a trip to the Middle East, he's going through like a marketplace, buys a camera there, and it turns out the camera that he has when he takes pictures, it's a picture of something that's going to happen, and he has to go go try to do something to stop it, so, because it's usually a bad thing that happens, so he usually has to go and take care of, try stopping this stuff, and that's pretty much the premise of it, about the series. But it's a real good, like, Don't Get Deeds real good. Like, I had given it a 5-star rating when I read it. It's like a couple of years ago that I read it, so now I'm trying to read this whole series, and that's all I have for what I'm reading and what I'm going to read. So next up, I did pick up a couple books this week. In physical book form, I got The Fall of Man in Wilmslow by David Lagercrantz. Okay, this is another Scandinavian author. He's from Sweden, and you might have heard of him if you've read the Millennium series. The first 3 were written by Stieg Larsson, and all of them are published after he died. Well, David Lagercrantz wrote 3 more books in this series. This one is not in the series. I have all 3 of them written by Jussi Adler-Olsen. I've finished the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo earlier this month, and this one will be my, is the first book that he wrote that's been published in English. I was going to check it out from the library sometime, but then I saw this at Dollar Tree for $1, so I said, what the heck, I'll buy it instead. And then I did buy one other book. It's an e-book. It's one that's been voted on for our main Mysteries Around the World read, which is The Midnight Witness by Sara Blaedel, according to Wikipedia. It's first book in what is it, Louise Rick or something like that series. So something Rick, and and I checked with the library, and somebody has it checked out, and I just decided to check on Amazon and see what the book was on there. It was only $7.99 for the Kindle version, so I decided to purchase it. Well, that's all I have for this time. If you've read any of these books, or if you like how I'm doing it now, the format I'm doing it in, just give me an email, or don't email me. I mean, put a comment in the box down below, and so with that, until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.